Hello everyone, this is Kevin the Switch Hippie here with an exciting episode of Rotten Records. This is a new thing I'm going to try, see if we can get some traction with it. Let me know your feedback if you guys like this or not. So these are records I find in my my rescues. You look at them, you're like, yeah, I want to take that home. You take it home, and it's terrible. Just, and I'm not talking about vinyl quality. I'm just talking about why would anybody on earth want to buy this? So today's rotten record is Frantic Freddie by Freddie and the Dreamers, and I think that maybe you could probably put all of their albums or all their music kind of in this rotten record. But it was you know, Freddie was Freddie Garrity, right? Freddie Garrity from Manchester, England, and that was his band. He's the chap with the glasses, right? And he's a lead singer, and they were part of the British invasion in the early 60s. They recorded from like 63 to 66. And then, of course, you know, the band breaks up because they're not making Sgt. Pepper, right? They're making this kind of album. And then it reforms later in the 80s for the oldies tour kind of thing. So this particular band, Freddie and the Dreamers, like I said, they're not good. I don't think there's any really redeeming quality for any of their music. And you know, they had that one hit, I'm Telling You Now, and you know, as a pop song it was okay, but then they're known for this, right? The dance thing, the Freddie, and they do the Freddie, and you see the dance, and there's on the TV, and they're all doing that kind of crazy dance, right? And that's what they were famous for. That was their shtick, right? And then they had several albums, and you know, they charted well and they sold well. And like, I think they were on Ed Sullivan and everything. But I mean, it's just this particular album and most of their work, there's just nothing to it, right? There's gimmick, but there's no really music worthwhile or worth keeping, I guess. Would that be better to say? So I mean, in this one, the album, the track listing here is ridiculous. Short, zippity doo dah, Camptown Races. You know, no, I couldn't imagine if this is I think this came out in '65. If you were above 10 years old in '65, this album would have been just stupid. and again, British people love Freddie, right? He was quite big, and when the band broke up, he was on TV and all that, and he did all that kind of stuff. It's so like Peter Noone from Herman's Hermits, right? Even after Herman's Hermits broke up, Peter Noone was still a popular character in British culture, right? So I'm going to talk about that in a second too. But anyways, I just find absolutely nothing redeeming in any of Freddie and the Dreamers' music. It's just corny and goofy and stupid. And look at the band. Like, can you see the band on the back? It's like Freddie kind of looks a little bit fruity, and other guys want to kick your ass outside, right? They look kind of like bohemian, kind of almost. Anyways, that's enough of Freddie and the Dreamers, right? A side note to Freddie and the Dreamers on the rotten record list. One of the people who I would also kind of almost put in time is the Hermits, right? But they did have what I think, especially on this record, some good early beat stuff. You know, like early Biff, like the early Beatles in the early 1960s, 63, 64, 65. That kind of Kinks, you know, that kind of good solid beat record. So there is some of that, like on Herman's Hermits, but on Freddie and the Dreamers, yeah. It's novelty, right? It's novelty, and I'm afraid that Freddie will probably not last much in the grand scheme of things. Rolling Stone hated him. Rolling Stone thought that Freddie and the Dreamers were a terrible band, and I kind of agree with them too. So anyways, that's it for Rotten Records. So join us next week when we find another stinker, or maybe we'll find a good one. Anyways, we'll see you later. Bye.